I said go.
I know. Hey guys, Phoenix here, and today I am doing another car review. Obviously, years ago I did a review on my Astra. That's about 2 years ago now. But today, I stand with you my second car. It is a Mercedes C-Class 2012 W204. So, it's a very, very nice car. This car, absolutely amazing. I'll be telling you some stats, facts, and I'll be showing you some different things and different features to do with the car. I keep looking away and I realise you can't hear me when I look away. But anyway, so I'll be showing you a load of different things. I think we should just jump into it and tell you guys all about my all-new car.
Got it open now. Yeah, it's been a minute. Got none of the vows. Get another gimme. Yeah, you said hold on, but I didn't feel it. Yeah, you said hold on, but I didn't feel it. Give me your
Okay, so we're gonna have a quick walk around the outside of the car and I'll tell you guys some details of the outside. So this is an AMG version, so it has got all the AMG body kit. As you can see, we have the AMG side skirts all along the side, and if we go around to the back, you can also see a very beautiful AMG badge, which is probably one of my favourite parts of this car. And then obviously on the back as well, you have the slight aggressive, more rear bumper look to go with the AMG body kit. Now, if I come back over here, what you guys have is an incredibly dirty wheel here, so I think we'll look at this one.
Ooh, that one's dirty.
It is.
And this one's better, this one's better.
It's slightly better. So we have 17-inch alloy wheels here. I don't know what these are, but they are AMG wheels. Slightly got a tiny bit of damage on, but for what it is, for an 8-year-old car, it is quite nice. Now, the dust caps I bought myself just with the Mercedes logo on, just because they look quite nice. So what you're gonna get, 17-inch wheels, very, very nice. Now, if we go round to the front, I have the grille that has got the 3 bits on. Probably my least favorite grille out of all the options, but it is still quite nice. And with it in silver, I think it suits it quite well because the chrome doesn't spoil it a bit too much with it being quite silvery already. Then you have the blue textured sort of badge on the bonnet. You get a lot of Mercedes stuff with this Mercedes car. You have Mercedes plastered absolutely everywhere, so everyone knows that you're a baller. Now, I'm 20-year-old, and yeah, can't say that you own a Mercedes at 20 every day. I'm very, very lucky to have this car, so it is very much of a pleasure for me to show you this at this age right now. As we're going over into the interior, so we'll have a look at the back first. It is semi-leather, as you can see. I'm going to pop around the other side so I can talk to you.
I apologise about my seat.
Yes, Bailey is very tall, so his seat is very far back. But as you can see, if I was to hop in the back, I'm going to try and wipe my feet slightly because I've just hoovered out the car. You get plenty of space in this car, plenty of headroom, unless you're 6'5" like the ginger that's filming me. But if you're my sort of height, which is slightly more normal height, I'm short, but still, you have plenty of room. You can kick your feet about, preferably not, because anyone that does that in this car, I will devour you. Don't you laugh?
I don't think you'll devour them. You'll more or less kill them.
Yes, pretty much. And then in the centre bit, you have your little office. So if you want to do some drugs in the back of the car, you can easily open this up, do some lines, you know, very nice. Don't suggest doing that, that's a joke. You have a little storage compartment here for anyone that would like to put some stuff into there if they're in the back. And then you can also open out your little drinks tray, so then you can sit in the back and put your drinks in there. Fairly a lot of room in the back seats, storage bits, unless you're Bailey and you have no legs for the back. And then in the side doors, you can see a bit more on that side, but there is tiny little storage compartments. You can't really fit much in there, so that is a tiny bit of a disappointment when it comes to the car. But overall, very, very nice. Now, I'm gonna hop round to the front. Ooh. And as we hop to the front, you have got a lovely, expensive looking cockpit. Good luck trying to get in, you tall ginge.
That was really difficult. Well, I'm in.
Yes. So as you can see, very nice steering wheel, very, very flash. Out of the entire interior, probably the steering wheel is my favourite. Very simple gear stick, but it feels very nice to shift with, drives very nicely. Now, one thing that I must point out that is quite weird about the car, it might be easier to come around this side to show it, but we'll do that in a minute. And that is the handbrake. So the handbrake is actually down there where my foot is. So as you can see, you literally have to push onto that, and then to release it, you have to pull over here where it's a little lever.
I've got it.
So it is a very odd handbrake, but you do get used to it after so long. I've tried driving my Astra and I have used the handbrake where I've gone to like reach in, it's not there, so I'm getting used to it already. Now over here you've got quite a lot of nice buttons. Everything has got awesome things and awesome features. So here we have dual heating control, so one side can be cold, one side can be hot. Very interesting. You have your dash over here to display all your bits and bobs. It might do a Bluetooth connected thing where it cuts off the sound in a minute, because my phone is currently connected via Bluetooth, so as I just guessed, it did cut it off. Now over here we do have everything on one side. So normally in cars you do have little levers on both sides to show you different things, but this one you have your indicators, windscreen washer, and everything else on here literally just by turning that, pressing that, and doing obviously your normal stuff, your high beams. Everything is on there. And then underneath you have your cruise control. Very easy to do. Literally, once you're at a speed, click it on, and then it sets at that speed up and down to slow down or speed up, I should say. Now, obviously, you've got all your heating panels. Every car's got one of them. Now, here you have a little mouse to help you guide yourself on the top screen up there. So you can move things up, down, left, right, side to side, back, and whatever that means. You can open that up. You have some more drinks holders in the middle. That can get a little bit in the way if you're driving like that. But overall, very nice. I like to put my phone on there just because it is a lot easier. And then down by the side of the seat, you can press these little buttons and they will open up this center compartment. Now, if I take out all the random stuff I have in here, ooh,
no
ketchup.
No drugs.
Yes, no drugs. So we have our little aux cable here and USB port just down there. Very nice and tidy place to keep stuff. Especially if you've got your phone on charge, you can just keep it in there, or you can take the wire and make it come out and just leave it on there, it's fine. And then here you have another little bit where I like to keep my spare change, and you have your voltage part, whatever it is, cigarette lighter thing. And you can just click that to make it go back in. Now, I think we should go around to the back. So, coming around to the back, we have... Where are my keys? They're in my back pocket. We have the boot, which you can open. I very like this feature. You can open it under there like you normally would, but you can press the boot button and it will open itself like that. I love that feature. It's very tiny, but I love it. Now, these are my Astra DNA lights. I will be moving them, but as you can see, that's a good example for how big the boot is. You have a lot of room. I can push that right to the back, and you still have a big plot of room. I could easily fit at least 3 Bob Bods in there packed tightly. This is a video of Bob Bod now. So moving on, as you can see, you have this lovely little bit of netting where you can easily just chuck some stuff aside. Very nice, very tidy. I like to put a spare coat in there just because it fits quite neatly, and everything is well packed. And then under here you have, I can't lift that up because I've got the thingy on. You've got your spare wheel under there. I've trapped my finger. Everything else under there that you would need. One thing I do need to mention about the interior that I didn't mention whilst I was sat in it, I just got out so you can see better, is if you look on the front of where the windscreen is, in the middle, there is parking sensors. So when you're driving around, if you get too close, little lights will show up to show how close you are. And if you're way too close, it'll start beeping at you. The same is on the back. So if I was to come and open the back door, you can have a look, and it is on the back of the roof, so you can easily see it through your rear view mirror. As you can easily see there. Now, if you go back round to the front, sorry, you're ducking up and down. If you go back to the front, under here, you can see all the control buttons on the roof. There is a lot to choose from. So what you have is you have the rear lights, the front lights, you have a alarm system to put on as you get out the car. You just press it and you leave, and it sets an alarm for when you come back, or if someone tries to rob you. That's the main point. You have some button that I have no idea what it does, because it looks like a tow thing, but I have no idea what on earth it does. And then you also have book lights, which are little lights underneath the rear view mirror, which light up where you're sat so you can read a book. I wouldn't suggest reading a book whilst driving, that can cause death. Okay, so going into the sound system test, obviously I did this with the Astra. I would personally say the sound system in this is absolutely amazing. I love Mercedes sound systems. You can change obviously all the bass so it can go up, you can change the treble, and you can change the location of where the sound comes out from all the speakers. They are just amazing quality, as I will demonstrate now. The camera won't pick it up that well because obviously playing it through an iPhone, the bass will not come through as the same as these speakers. So the best I can do is show you with it turned up, and this is the sound system test. Let's see what it sounds like. Turn it up to a fair amount, and the bass will kick in about here.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze.
I don't know how well the camera picks this up, but the bass is immense. Very, very good. So that is a sound system test, and I would definitely rate the sound system a solid 9 out of 10 for this car. So going over to open up the bonnet, underneath the driver's side seat, you have a red catch just on the right hand side of the steering wheel. So after using that, you can obviously walk around to the front, and like you would in any other car, you just release the catch underneath the bonnet to relieve a very nice engine.
Pretty warm.
Now this is a 1.6 turbo, so it is one of the smallest engines for the Mercedes C-Class, but I can tell you now it does have a good kick. This bad boy has 154 horsepower, so that, whoo, for a second car, still not too bad. Standard, not too bad. And it does do a max speed of about 140 miles an hour. Now, as you can see, you have all your intake pipes, and down there you can see the absolutely sexy turbo. Very nice clean engine bay, as most German cars do. They have all these lovely coating top bits, covers, whatever they're called, covers, that's the word, to make them look quite nice and fancy. I love the engine of this bad boy. It just looks absolutely beautiful. Now you've got all your standard things like your windscreen washer, you've got your battery, which is quite weird to figure out because you've got all these little flaps, and ooh, haven't looked into that yet. And then you've got all your coolant and everything that you're going to need, all tightly and neatly packed up into this lovely space. Now the bonnet, very sturdy. As you can see, it's on these whatever these are called. I forgot what they're called now. Yeah, whatever the ones that hold themselves up, where you don't have to put a thingy up.
Hydraulic support struts.
That's it. Very nice, holds it up on its own. I hate having to do the little ding, because I feel like they're a bit povo, but nope, not povo for me. Now this is also very stiff to pull down, so when I pull it down, you've got to properly push to get it down. And it's not a cheap sounding thing, you just clunk, whereas the Astra, bam! So yes, if I do have a video of that, I will show the quick. And that is pretty much it for the Mercedes C-Class. Obviously, as you can see, it's also got the electric folding mirrors as I lock the car. Very nice, very tiny feature. So when it comes to buying this, obviously I said I was 20 years old. The car itself was basically 9 grand. So for an old Mercedes, well, I would say old Mercedes, for a Mercedes, it is quite cheap. Still not cheap for a 20-year-old, but yeah, it's cheap enough to buy for a Mercedes. As for insurance, this cost me 1,300 quid, so that's £1,300 to insure, which again isn't too bad. I had to wait a little bit, but with 2 years no claims at this age, that is fairly decent for a car of this caliber. So I think that is pretty much all you guys need to know. If you guys have any sort of questions, put them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them in the comments, or I'll make a separate video if I need to add more. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. Smack me bell for notifications if you want to see this sexy face again, and I'll see you all in another one. Phoenix salute. How?